All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of World of Tanks gameplay with your host TedTokez doing the commentary. Nice little voiceovers for this match. I watched it already, skimmed through it on fast forward to kind of see what we had in store. And these are a couple good matches here. You know, they're not the best, but they're good matches to show, you know, how the front lines works compared to how Overwatch works. Now, as you can see, the enemies are pretty much huddled up in that 9 line, and I'm down here, what I'd consider enemy territory at this point. You can see the enemies clearly have this corner controlled, and our Overwatch is back there. You know, they're going to attempt to help as much as they can, so, you know, or as much as they even do. So we're going to continue to just try to traverse this territory here, chipping into enemies where we can, dodging as many bullets and barrel trajectories as we can. There, we managed to help take out that one tank. We loop back around with half of our stack still. Get a couple shots in on them. We rotate. We miss a couple. Land a couple more. That enemy ends up getting taken out, and we rotate back around to try and get this guy out once we reload. But we got to wait for a 16-something second reload on this armadillo the way we have it set up. Now, as you can see, I rotated back in once I reloaded to try and get some points on that enemy, help out my teammate here who's actually on the front line. You know, it's not easy holding your ground when you're not a super fast, agile, and small tank even. This armadillo is kind of a smaller tank, so it already makes it harder to hit. Makes it harder to lead the shot because there's a smaller target reaching the destination where you think you're going to lead the bullet to make contact with what they're targeting. Now, as you can see, things kind of settled down here on this 9 line. Most of the enemies have already been conquered now, and I pretty much have an easy time just rotating these tanks. And I just got to be careful of the barrel trajectories of all the enemies within shooting range of my tank. Because even though they may be across the map, I still get shot from tanks across the map all the time because there's a clear line of shot. You know, so as long as you control where you're positioning in regards to where the enemy barrel's trajectories are, that's how you'll really minimize a lot of the impact done to you, and you can continue to make more of an impact than just shooting your barrel itself. You're now making a bunch of enemies waste their bullets, waste their time because they just shot their bullet and have to reload. You know, there's just a lot more to it than just shooting points. That's why it makes me real upset whenever you guys will just want to play Overwatch to get some bare basic carry your weight, you know, your 1 kill's worth, maybe 2, you know, and you cost us the whole team because you guys want to play like that. Here's a new match. We jump down off this cliff here, try and scale these, try and descend ourselves from them rock rubble there. And as we make our way to this next enemy to try and get a little bit of piece of this action, we get there, we end up getting shot at, but I throw the smoke as the tank changes his attention, or somebody threw the smoke. You know, I didn't throw the smoke, and I didn't even get shot at. It looks like I thought I did but I guess that that enemy that was left there just never even tried to get me. But not gonna complain because they got a lot more armor than my tank, and you know, I don't want the attention anyways. Here's this rotation, nice little rotation to finish them off with a Ramski from a teammate.
Back to our base, guys.
Here I am trying to stall this, trying to pretty much make that tank not able to evade anybody's barrel trajectory on my own team. We passed that guy right up because I didn't want to spin my turret all the way behind me as I drive forward in case I run into something up here. I didn't want to be looking backwards shooting my gun off.
Yeah, mine's the same.
And at this point, I'm pretty much just looking for the remaining enemies. They're pretty much on the map already, so we just got to go get them now.
Good game, guys.
We dig some points into this one, chip away at his armor with our little chipper. Little auto load, you know. That's what I like about this tank, man. It might not do a lot of damage, but there are enough bullets in it to get like 1,000 damage. You just have to take the time to earn it. And that's how you do that one, you know. You just get out of the way of the enemy barrels and then point your barrel at them and let it go. We got an epic victory that time, so that's cool, you know. A little better of a victory than normal. We managed to get, what is that, 6th place? I think it was. I can't see on this little screen in my editing software. It's a real small screen. But here's the next match. It looks like we started off going down the one line and then breaking across east down into this valley to try and counter an enemy push. Looks like we kind of ate one of them missiles there. Didn't really damage us too much. Got mostly deflection on it. Trying to evade, do some evasive maneuvers here because I'm in enemy territory now and I know they're all behind me, just gonna try and shoot me. I dodged that missile there. And then rotate back in because I got my bullets now, so I'm a little less intimidated since I'm able to actually fire back on the tanks that are firing at me. I try to make my way back to my front lines for a moment just to readjust, reset my footing, find a new approach to attempt. Because I don't really want to push in there to the H, J, or K lines when these guys are just sitting in the B and C lines, just sitting there, you know what I mean? I wouldn't get any real Overwatch. I would just be a tank down there getting them free points at this point because none of them tanks are even going to worry about them. They're going to worry about this little armadillo that's driving, you know, within 10 tank lengths from their tanks, just rotating them, you know, shark zagging or zigzagging around like a shark swimmer. And just, you know, you obviously you can see they're not really penetrating me. I'm dodging the bullets with my maneuvering pretty well. I managed to crash into a carcass there, so that set me back, you know, really slowed down my momentum and allowed them to land some shots into me, managing to take my tank out of the battle. And now it comes down to the rest of the tanks. Now I fast forwarded this part because I don't want you guys to have to sit through 3 minutes of watching a tank sit around and, you know, do that. You know what I mean? That was the most action you'll see out of a POV because the Overwatch doesn't even shoot that much. Most of the time they can't shoot that much because they don't put themselves in an actual position of Overwatch. They just put themselves far enough out of the actual battle so that they can practice their surviving like that's even practicing how to survive or something. But we got a defeat that time, you know, me and the team wasn't enough. I managed to get 3rd place, so, you know, as far as the rewards board goes, I was important to the team. I definitely did help the team. Towever, we didn't help ourselves enough. Whether it was me helping myself or me helping my teammates, we just didn't have what it took to win that time. Nobody wanted to give the effort it would have took to win. Alright, and then here's our last match, I believe, for this video. Little armadillo action, nice little descent off of a cliff there, little hang time. I like hitting jumps while I drive around. You guys don't. I got a folder of me hitting crazy jumps and stuff, like my tank's going crazy, all kind of, but we'll get into those another time. That's a series for down the road. Here we are with the rotation. We're getting shot at. We get hit a little bit, but we get right behind this enemy tank and we're able to start chipping into him. We give him a little ram ski there just to slow him down in case any teammates are actually aiming at him this time. They might be able to get an easier shot. Less bullet travel time as they're way back out of the battle probably. So the less time that they have to spend to lead the bullet, usually the easier it is. You know, the more variables you have to add. That's why sniping is viewed the way it is, you know, because at best Overwatch is support. At best Overwatch is support. At its worst, Frontlines is still support. So, you know, if you look into it deeper than what I've just explained as the bare basic you know, foundation that it is, them two positions are very important. They're just as important as each other. However, Overwatch, at best, is support. And Frontlines, at worst, is still support. You got to think about that. Think about what that all means. Okay, it's not just about supporting. It's the impact, you know. It's just the overall impact that the player makes in that position. That's why Frontlines is primary. Overwatch is secondary. It's a support. It's not an assault unit. Here I am just trying to, you know, mess around to get some points before they dogpile me because there was no chance I was going to win that one. But that's that match. We get another defeat that time, so you know that's no good. But you can't win them all, you know. So we check out the rewards board to see we got first place. Alrighty, Yins, that's it for that video. Check out the next one if you're interested. Maybe give it a thumbs up. Watch some of the other videos. Give the ones that you like a thumbs up, you know. Anyways, hope you've enjoyed.